the unbreakable spirit, born into struggle. A 7-year-old Ugandan boy, barefoot, wearing a tattered chiting shirt and shorts, carrying firewood on his back. The background is a rural western Ugandan village with thatched mud huts, banana trees, and a dusty road under a cloudy sky. His face looks tired but determined. There are stories of men born into privilege and stories of men who fight for every grain of maize on their plate. This is the story of Kato Mugisha. The camera pans across a small village in western Uganda. Dusty roads, children playing in the distance, chickens pecking at the ground. A mud hut stands, with smoke rising from its tiny cooking area. Kato entered the world in a home where hunger was as common as the sunrise. His father had lost everything: his boat, his business, his will to fight. His mother did what she could, selling fruits at the market just to put something on the table. Cut to young Kato, struggling to carry a heavy bundle of firewood, sweat dripping from his forehead. In the background, some village boys, dressed in cleaner clothes, sit under a mango tree laughing. Village Boy 1. Mockingly, "Look at Kato, always carrying firewood like a donkey." Village Boy 2. Laughing. "Maybe he was born to be a servant." Kato looks at them but says nothing, biting his lip as he keeps walking. Dreams versus reality. A teenage Ugandan boy, Kato, kneeling before his father, who is drinking local brew under a tree, angrily waving him away. The father wears a worn-out kanzu, and the setting is a humble mud house with traditional African pottery. As Kato grew older, his dreams grew with him. He wanted to start a business, to make money, to break free from the life that seemed to have trapped his family. Scene of Kato, now 15, sitting outside his home, looking up at the sky full of stars. But dreams, in a world where survival is the only priority, they were seen as foolish. Cut to Kato, kneeling before his father, pleading. Kato, desperate voice. "Father, let me start a business. Let me do something different." Father, laughing bitterly, taking a sip of his drink. "Business? Ha! Look around you, boy. We were born poor. We will die poor." Kato looks down, clenching his fists, his eyes burning with silent rebellion. Meanwhile, outside, 2 village women gossip while laughing, glancing at Kato. Village Woman 1. Smirking. This one thinks he will become rich, maybe in his dreams." Village Woman 2. Chuckling. "If dreams could buy food, we would all be millionaires." The endless struggles. A young Kato, sweating under the sun, working on a farm with a hoe. His clothes are worn out, and he looks exhausted, but determined. The farm has maize and cassava crops, with rolling hills in the background. Determined to prove them all wrong, Kato worked, as a farm laborer, as a fisherman, as a boda rider. But no matter how hard he tried, life refused to give him a break. Cut to Kato, now in his 20s, working in the scorching sun, digging in a cassava field, sweat dripping from his brow. Nearby, some fellow farm workers laugh while watching him struggle. Farm Worker 1. Jokingly, Kato, you are digging like you are searching for gold." Farm Worker 2. Mocking tone. Maybe he thinks one day he will own this farm. Kato wipes his sweat and keeps digging, ignoring their laughter. Scene transition to Kato trying to start a small fish business. A heavy rainstorm washes away his fishing nets and destroys his only boat. Kato sits by the riverside, holding his head in his hands, as some fishermen shake their heads nearby. Fisherman. Laughing softly. "This boy is cursed. Everything he touches turns to dust. At 35, Kato had nothing to show for his years of struggle. He was tired, broken, ready to give up. The turning point. An elderly Ugandan man in a traditional kanzu and head wrap sitting under a large acacia tree, handing a young man an old tattered book. The background shows a peaceful African landscape with rolling hills and cows grazing. But fate had not forgotten Kato. One evening, an elder in the village, wise, respected, called him over. Elder, in a deep, wise voice. Your wealth is not in your hands, son. It is in your mind. The elder hands Kato an old book about business and agriculture. Kato flips through the pages, his eyes lighting up. For the first time in his life, Kato saw hope. The risk that changed everything. A Ugandan man, Kato, in his late 30s, wearing a simple tunic, standing in a field planting vanilla seedlings. His face looks determined. The background shows lush greenery, banana trees, and a golden sunset. With his last savings, Kato made a daring move. He bought a small plot of land and planted vanilla. People laughed. They mocked him. But Kato had done his research. Show villagers laughing behind his back as he plants the vanilla. The rise to wealth. A Ugandan farmer, Kato, in his 40s, standing in a green vanilla farm, holding a basket filled with ripe vanilla pods. He wears a fine traditional tunic, and the background shows a modern farmhouse and workers harvesting vanilla. 1 year later, Kato's first harvest changed his life. The profits were beyond anything he had ever imagined. Cut to Kato holding his first big paycheck, his hands trembling. The legacy. A village celebration with people in colorful Ugandan attire dancing and playing traditional drums. Kato, now wealthy, wears a fine tunic, helping his mother sit in a comfortable chair, while children run joyfully. At 40, the boy who was once mocked for dreaming became the man everyone admired. Villagers who once laughed now look at him with awe, some ashamed, others inspired. This is the story of Kato Mugisha, and maybe, just maybe, it is also the story of you. Never give up in life. If you are not following me, you're missing a lot. Subscribe to my channel for more interesting, educative, entertaining, and life-changing stories.